Hey there, it's Diane Forster, and welcome to I Have Today, where we talk about the art of intentional living. And the show is all about inspiring, empowering, and educating you through life's transitions. I hope you're having a beautiful today. I'm very excited about today's episode because I get to bring on a very special guest. I met her a few months ago, and it was a kindred thing. We were instantly soul sisters, and I'll share more about that in a few minutes. Her name is Sonya LaRae. Her bio resume is going to blow you away. Sonya LaRae, blow me away. And she is, wow, is she multi-talented? What she's doing, has done, overcome, persevered in her life, all heart-centered, just a remarkable woman. And so I wanted to have her on the show and expose her to you because I will tell you this much. There are no excuses in your life, like no excuses for not going after your goals and dreams and desires. That the limits that we put on ourselves are put on ourselves, and that you can persevere and you can thrive through any and all circumstances. So much to the fact that we named the show this week, The Power of Passionate Perseverance. The power of passionate perseverance. That's what we're going to be talking a lot about today as Sonya shares her story and what she's doing. I'll read a little bit more about her bio in just a few minutes when she comes and joins us on stage. But get ready for this and get ready to take a lot of notes, pay attention. And there's going to be some writer downers for sure. And stick with us to the very end because I'm going to end this episode with a powerful mantra meditation that I always end the show with so that you can end this episode feeling better at the end than you did at the beginning. So before we bring Sonya on and get into the interview, I want to start by sharing this week's intention statement. Our intention statement is, I have today to passionately persevere with positivity. To passionately persevere with positivity. That's a lot of P's, right? But you do. You do. It doesn't matter what you're going through. None of us go through this journey unscathed. We all have things that happen to us. It's not what happens to us. It's what we do with what happens to us. And so this is your weekly intention statement. Right now, what I want you to do is go to my Instagram account. Go to my page at Diane Forster Official. And when you go to my page, you're going to see this button that says wallpaper. And when you go there on my page where you see wallpaper, hang on, I'm going there right now. Hold the phone. You are going to see this button right here that says wallpaper. Okay, click on that. And what you're going to see are all these beautiful graphics with the intention statements on. The amazing team that I have working with me creates all of these. And then all you have to do is take a screenshot of this, use it as your screensaver for the week so that every time you look at your phone, almost 150 times a day, almost 1,000 times a week, you're going to see that intention statement. And it's going to be a reminder to you. It's going to start working on your subconscious mind to believe that it's true. You're going to start believing, I have today to passionately persevere with positivity. And let that become your mantra and your affirmation for the week, because you do. So anyway, it's already there for you. Just check it out. Check out all the amazing, beautiful graphics there. And while you're there, give me a little follow, and so that you can get alerted every time I post and put information. Check out my bio because there's tons of amazing free resources for you there. So that's our intention statement. So we're going to bring on Sonya in just a minute because I want to have most of our time today to be during our interview because we have so much to cover. When you hear all she does, it's going to blow your mind. So let's hear a word from our sponsor, and then we'll have Sonya LaRae. This week's episode of I Have Today is brought to you by the Spifter. The Spifter is a fun sifting spoon that makes cooking, baking, and decorating with sugars and spices so much fun. No more mess or wasting your spices. It's fast, clean, and easy. Everything looks and tastes delicious. It's also great for straining loose tea, getting pesky broken cork out of your wine glass, and draining liquid off food like olives and capers. Whether you're a novice cook or a gourmet chef, you'll love the results. The Spifter, the kitchen gadget that no kitchen should be without. Hello, Sonya. How are you?
I am doing so well. It's good to see you.
It is so good to see you. So I want the audience to know that Sonya and I met several months ago, earlier in the spring, late spring, early summer, and we met on Clubhouse. And I was hosting a room there, and we'd seen each other on Clubhouse before, but I was hosting a brand new weekly room there, and Sonya popped in right away, and all she did was pour in value, pour into the room, pour in love. And immediately I was, so in love with her, fell in love with her. And, we just had this kindred thing going on, and what's the word I want to use? All we wanted to do is just love on people and serve, just be in service. There's some people on that platform, that's not what it's about. That's definitely what she and I are both about. And instantly she became my co-mod, like my sidekick, my sister, and there we share that platform to this day, every week. And sometimes I pass the baton, it's all about Sonya and what she's going on, and, promoting her and exposing her, and not in a bad way, just in a good way, of everything she's got going on. But we pass the baton back and forth, and it's this beautiful mutual respect and love we have for each other. Today is the first day we're ever physically laying eyes on each other virtually, after all this time. So I'm so excited, and I wanted to have you on the show for a long time, Sonya, because of who you are and the way you show up in the world. And so before we get into the interview and talk about the power of your passionate perseverance in your life, I think the audience needs to know a little bit about you. So Sonya LaRae is a fashion psychologist, lifestyle relationship counselor, educator, and one of the most dynamic motivational speakers, as well as the top business consultant that many high-ranking clients seek out for her wisdom and straightforward way of getting them to win in reach in all facets of their professional careers. She's also a philanthropist to many, many causes. She's enjoyed developing her brand, business, and client base since 1999. She's one of the leading fashion industry insiders with affiliations with some of the leading fashion brands like Oscar de la Renta, Nicole Miller, Vera Wang, and more. She's a positive voice, and we'll talk about voice in a minute, amongst the noise, and has mentored some of the top women in business, music, and fashion to strike a healthy balance between love, life, career, family, and wardrobe. And there's so much more, you guys. Like that's just like a snapshot of it. Oh my goodness, Sonya. I just am in awe of how do you do all this? And let's add classical singer on top of that, and mother and wife, and all the other things that you're doing. You're amazing.
It's abundance. It's an abundance, in all honesty. And it's an honor for me to actually say it's my life.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for it each day.
You are a classic example of I have today, like you squeezing the juice out of each and every day. Now, I want you to share with the audience a little bit about your background, because you grew up around celebrity and, you not the typical lifestyle. So tell us a little bit about your background and upbringing.
So I did have a very different upbringing, because my dad is one of the best, and he's famous for he's a bassist. His name is Victor Venegas. And he is just phenomenal. He's worked with the likes from Celia Cruz to Tito Puente, Herbie Mann. You can think of a West Side Story, Watermelon Man, which he's very known for the song. And then my mom, she was the first Latina, African American Latina in the CBS television for editing of Face the Nation. And so ergo, you get a person like me.
Wow. Yes. Who's so diverse in everything that you're doing. And so when I know you started your business when you were young, talk about that. What age were you, and what led to you doing this?
So I always knew from young that I wasn't a person that needed to work for someone else.
Mm.
because I had tried. Trust me, I really had tried. And I would make it maybe a month, maybe 2 weeks, and I would end up saying, this is just not for me. And I would go and apologize to them and say that I would have to leave. And they would be like, well, why? And I just didn't feel it.
Yeah.
And it was just that kind of way with me. And I was going through school, I'm going through medical school, doing all the things, but everyone always loved my style. They always wanted to lean in. Even my mom's co-workers, they would say, oh, do you think your daughter could change this up for me some? You know, we have this award dinner that we're going to go to. I just love how she does these little things. So needless to say, when I was thinking about it, I'm in school and all, my best friend bought into my dream. And I said, you know what, Nelson, I guarantee you, I said, I want to start my own business. I know that I can make an impact on people and that I want to pivot the thought processes that people have regarding their body and how they look at themselves. And I want to do things that are so different. Unbeknownst to myself that it was going to be so different. But
Yeah.
18, I had the vision to say I wanted to start this business. And
Mm.
I did it. And I'm so grateful to this day now that I can say 22 years, 22 plus years later, I'm in here and I'm doing it still and having just as much fun as I did before.
That's so amazing. And you linked in the tie to the psychology and fashion and body image, so that turned into you really being able to help people with this. And you get to do what you're passionate about too, right?
Exactly. And
Yeah.
you know what? People don't realize how much fashion plays on your psyche. And they don't even know that when they walk into a room, their clothes are speaking to people way before they ever say anything. And so
Yes.
when I get my hands on you and we get to really start to build from the inside out, it's such a dynamic process that happens that people cannot believe that their clothing and how they feel resonate at a different level and a different vibration.
Yeah. It's so interesting because I want to look good, right? I only really recently, made this decision that I want to find a stylist. Like for the first time in my life, I'm like, I understand how important this is. And the more my career is growing and my brand and the more exposure I'm getting, I just don't, I know I shouldn't be doing it. I know I shouldn't be doing it for myself, and I want somebody who's going to be able to really get me. And so I so appreciate your ability to do that and be able to help people with it. And it is inside out. It is an inside job first, because you're right. There are times I remember once, I can't even believe I'm telling you this, but it's coming up, so I'm going to tell you it. But this is years ago, but I was dating this guy and I heard him say to somebody, I wish you dressed better. And that never left me. And I thought, I didn't think there was anything wrong with the way I dressed. He didn't like my style. Now I started thinking about it and I thought, maybe I don't have good style. Maybe that's something I need to look at. And I really did look at it from the inside out for the first time. I just, I would go and just pick things that were nice, easy, convenient. I have a mind, I swear I do, a mind that's like Steve Jobs. If I could wear jeans and a black turtleneck every day, I would, because I don't want to think about it, because that's just the way my mind works. It's too busy doing other things. I mean, I don't really want to look like that. I just don't want to think about it. I want somebody else to help me do that. So the people discount and they undervalue how important this is, because it is the first impression that we make on people, right?
Exactly. And
Yeah.
this is the other thing I want to kind of put that into perspective of like what you were saying is, you know, you used a great example of a person, Steve Jobs, and
Yes.
he was known for that black turtleneck and those jeans. But
Mm-hmm.
what people didn't realize that he was masking insecurities.
Yes.
because see, he was not a tech savvy gentleman in that way. He could visualize it, he could think it, he could do it, but he was insecure in different areas. He always felt like he was too lanky. He just didn't look right. So he thought like wearing the turtleneck would kind of take down on his neck. But see, from looking at it from a standpoint of a fashion psychologist, I could see him hiding.
Mm,
And so it tells a lot about people. And so a lot of times people mix up fashion and style. And they
got
think
it.
like, oh, yes, I love fashion. Okay, that's great. You love fashion, but what is your style?
Right. Right. So good. So powerful. Yeah. So, all right. So, you're involved in, fashion weeks coming up. You're in this space. What do what is like your superpower when it comes to this? Obviously, it's getting, from the inside out. But what is that superpower that people should know about you?
I can tell you about yourself in less than 5 minutes of spending time with you. And
I
I
love that.
shock people every time. I tell them something a little interesting about themselves every time I meet someone, and they're always blown away.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. All right. Well, we're going to have information for everyone to connect with you. You should definitely connect with Sonya as we get, later in the show. But we have so much more to talk about. All right. Can you share the story? So you were in a wheelchair for over 5 years. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
What happened?
So, as I was developing I guess, my persona as this fashion psychologist, this counselor, educator, I house such a beautiful gift inside of me. And I've had it since I was a little girl. I can sing. I mean, I can sing.
Wow.
And I've always been able to sing even from the age of 2 years of age. And
Wow.
I didn't believe that until my dad was telling me, you really could. And he had an old recording of me singing, and I just couldn't believe it. But as I was going through school, the best thing that I could do and the different things that I loved to do all the time was music. I grew up with music in my life. It is just an extension of me. I play instruments, and the biggest instruments I house is my vocal cords. So
Mm,
when I learned about this voice, I found out that I was a spinto coloratura, and I sing 6.5 octaves very comfortably, very
wow.
comfortably.
Wow.
So if you think of the resonance of Leontine Price, her voice is what I have. I have a voice similar to what Leontine Price has because she's a spinto coloratura. So literally we have a little weight in there, and we're able to actually go all the way up and touch on those high E's and C's. So we can do that with effort. It's effortless. Our chest voice is large, and we don't have any kind of restriction when you control and know how to work that instrument. So as I
Amazing.
was going through that, I get in front of my mom. She was the one. We go out to dinner one night, and anytime there was an open mic, she would say, "Go sing, go sing," and I would be like, "Oh." And so I went to go sing. Unbeknownst to us, there was a competition, and guess who won the competition?
You did.
So
Wow.
And then they came over to the table. There was two producers, and they were like, "Oh my goodness, who is this young lady?" I had went to the ladies' room. Who was the young? And she goes, "Oh, that's my daughter." And they were like, "Oh my word, she's so talented. We want her to come to the studio." And my mom just kind of smiled, and she said, "Okay." And they gave her their card. And so my mom in turn called my dad and told him all about it. And my dad was like, "Take her. Tell Son to go." And so I did. I went and I sang for them, and they just couldn't believe it, and they signed me that day. So
How
in
old were you?
I had just turned I think I had just turned 20 at that
Wow.
time. I think I was 20 years old at that time.
Yes.
And everything was falling in line. School was going great. I'm doing all this. Now I get to do my music career. I have a business, but this is the funny thing. Nelson is inside of La Paz, and we didn't even have a name for La Paz yet.
Okay.
So he was doing La Paz, and I'm doing all these things, singing all over the place. And he's steady, just building us clients and a presence and different little things. And he was like, what are you going to do? Are you going to do this? Or are you going to do music? I said, well, I'm doing music. And I get signed to open for one of the biggest names in the industry. And I was so excited because this was it. They had already told me they were taking me over to Amsterdam because they take all new artists overseas. They blow them up over there and they come back over here and you like fly.
Wow.
Had gone through all my training, all the different things that what I do with clients now with the artist client development is what I went through that process to really know how to interview properly, how to answer those questions, look at the camera, not be afraid to look at yourself, all those things. And needless to say, the night before, I had such a severe headache. Diane, on a scale of 1 to 10, it was off the scale. It was
Wow.
off the scale.
Oh my goodness.
And my mom, she was my manager. She says, I think you're just overexcited and I think you're tired. And just to play it safe, hopefully you're not trying to catch a cold or get a flu. She said, call your doctor and just after rehearsal, go home. Needless to say, my rehearsal was not that great that night. And I always have good rehearsal. But I didn't call the doctor because I felt like, oh, please, I'm just go home and go to bed. Take me a shower and lay down. The next day I woke up, I didn't feel any better, but I didn't say nothing because I
Mm,
didn't want anyone to say that I could not do this show.
wow.
So I would tell your audience and you this: young people, you're not supermen. And
Mm,
sometimes that's your warning sign to really understand that we have to be present and look at ourselves for a minute. And
yes.
sometimes as young people, we don't understand that. I went on to do the show and I hear that it was excellent. I heard I really did good.
I'm
But
sure
guess
you
what?
did.
But
I'm
guess
sure you
what?
were amazing. What?
I don't remember it because only thing I
Um,
could do was the pain was so bad. I could say goodnight. And just as I did the clearing, so you're just outside of the audience, like they don't see you and you just cleared. I passed out. And this is where my life changed in 2.3 seconds. Passed out. They rushed me to the hospital. They called my mom at the hospital and they said, we believe she has meningitis. And
okay.
everything that we're being told by her assistant, by your road manager, it sounds like she has meningitis. And it was a huge outbreak at the time. So they said, we need to do a spinal tap. And so, of course, my mother was like, please, whatever you have to do to save my child, do it. I'll
Yeah.
be there shortly because she was still at the stadium.
Yeah.
So, in turn, the resident did not wait for his attending physician. And he
Oh,
entered my spinal column incorrectly and he paralyzed me.
oh my gosh.
And literally
Oh,
everything changed. Because if you think about it, all of your nerves and everything that you need for singing, it's housed in that core.
yes.
So you can't have the strength or you can't have that ability to hold that core to be able to sing. And then on top of it, with him severing the nerves, then on top of it, nicking the spinal cord, I was really just severely injured. I was injured. And even though I looked so healthy outside, I was injured.
Yes.
And so when they woke me up 2 days later, it might have been 3 days later actually, they kept asking me, did I feel this? And I thought to myself, boy, I must have fell off that stage in my mind. And I'm a
Wow.
very calm person, Diane. What you see on stage and how you see me all the time, that's me. I am a calm person all
Yes.
the time. And in
Yes.
my mind, I'm having a dialogue with myself like, oh, you must have really struck your head. You must have really injured yourself badly. But needless to say, that was not the case. And so they just said, okay, that's okay. Just we're going to let you sleep and that's it. And then as they brought me back around and my mom was standing there, my cousin was on the other side, and they just told me that I was paralyzed. And at that time, I wasn't just paralyzed, I was a quadriplegic. I was paralyzed from my head to my toes.
Oh my gosh.
And
Sonya.
I was, it was unbelievable. Like I
Yeah.
couldn't write this if I wanted to.
Right. Right. So what'd you do?
Um, I asked him, okay, so what are we going to do to fix it? And
Hmm.
he looked at me and said, do you understand what I just told you? You're paralyzed.
Right.
And I said, yes, I understand this. I fully understand that. But what are we going to do to fix it? He says, we can't fix it. And I said, okay, all right, you know. And my mom was looking at me and her eyes just filled up with tears and she started to cry. And I was like, I'm okay. It's all right, mom. It's okay.
Hmm.
And she was like, it's not okay. And so he's like, it's okay. You can be angry. You can scream. And I was thinking to myself, no, right now I'm in a lot of pain. I don't think scream is going to do it, you
Right.
know. And but I didn't have a feeling in me of anger. I mean, I did not I didn't have any feeling of anger, which telling you right now is probably the first time I really realized like I did not have anger in me. Like I was
Wow.
not angry.
Wow. It's incredible. It's incredible. Which is why you healed. It's totally why you healed. How did you heal?
Well, let me just say this. It has been a hard battle,
Yep. Of
and it
course.
has been constant. Even now, I have had some major setbacks. Even I was up walking again, lo and behold, had this terrible feeling in my legs, and I was back in the chair again. And I was not just back in the chair for a couple of months, I was back in the chair for over a year.
Wow.
So now I've learned to walk totally again, but then I had to learn to walk again for a second time.
Wow.
And it was so hard. But the whole time, I remember my mom said to me one evening, and it was so this I think this is Diane, the moment that everything in my life pivoted. She said to me, "Oh my goodness, your life is over. It's
Mm,
over." And I remember feeling so upset with her and I said, "Excuse me, my life is not over. I am
right.
sitting right here. I am alive, healthy and well." I said, "Well, you know, we don't question that part, but I am very much so alive and well." And I
Yes.
said, "And I'm fine, mom." I said, "Literally, I don't have anger. I don't have resentment. I don't harbor any kind of feelings towards this doctor." But Diane, that's the point. He was really a mirror of myself.
Mm, mm,
So what I skipped through that is this. See, this Sonya that you all get to know and see now
yeah.
is not that Sonya, that young, cocky Sonya of old.
Right.
See,
Right.
when you're young and you are riding high, everything you have, anything you want, you can get because you house such an instrument. You never thank God for your blessings. You never take anything of like a moment to sit in that space and place of gratitude.
Mm,
Everything we talk about all the time.
yes. Yes.
I did not do that. But
Hmm.
now I have a moment to center myself, and I was sitting in that power of pausing. And I teach about that power in pausing,
Yes, you do.
because it's that dynamic. Because in that pause, I realized Sonia must change so she could have success.
Mm,
Because if I continue to be that arrogant or feel like I got this, it's no big deal. It's just a wheelchair. And oh, my chair is beautiful, by the way.
I'm
It's a
sure.
beautiful blue and it has the sparkle in it and it's iridescent. It's awesome.
Of course, it's stylish, just like you. It's
You
got
know,
style,
exactly.
fashion,
So,
and style. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
But you learn so much about yourself. And my mom said, "Well, you know what? Then you're going to go tell your story. You're going to tell your story."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, what story is that?" She said, "You were down, but you're not out.
Right.
And
Right.
that's what led me into motivational speaking. And everything else just came together. The company, I always talked about that if you didn't feel that you were at peace with yourself or your clothes and your wardrobe was off, you didn't have peace. And one day my mom said, well, then you should name your company La Paz. And La Paz in Spanish means the peace.
Oh, wow. Wow. Oh my God, Sonia, that's so beautiful.
Oh,
That's
thank you.
really beautiful. And I know you recently lost your mom, right? I'm so
Yes.
sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
It's hard because, Diane, she is such a big element in my life, and I think people, a lot of times, she always knew how much she meant to me because I even nicknamed her Flower, which is
Oh,
funny. It's just because she's always like with me no matter what. Because if you hear my voice, the resonance in my voice, it's the same. People always think when I call them that it's my mom.
yeah. Mm,
So I just say I carry a large piece of her all the time.
of course you do. Of course you do. I can feel her. I can actually feel her here. I can
Oh,
feel my mother here too. Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that
that's
beautiful?
beautiful. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Hmm. And she's very proud of you. As
Oh,
is
thank you.
mine. She's saying, "Look in the mirror, Diane." I'm the spitting image of my mother, by the way, except she had brown eyes and I have blue eyes. I just heard her say that when you said that. So that's for your mom. That's from your mom too.
Oh,
So proud of you. You're so beautiful. And they're so happy we know each other.
yeah, because this is what I literally feel that you and I coming together was such a beautiful bond. It was so natural.
Yes.
Diane, we never even skipped a beat from that first day that we met. It has just been so beautiful the whole time.
Yes. Yes. And it's so wonderful, and we've impacted thousands of people so far. I mean, and it's just going to continue to grow. And so are you singing now? Are you still singing?
Of course. I'm
Okay.
able to sing. I'm able to go on and sustain the breath that I need. I vocalize every day. A voice like this, I wake up in the morning and it's very heavy. So I have to really get that voice up. So I vocalize every day. I'm singing. Every so often I give like a salon and I have like different friends. And because of COVID, it was something that got a lot of our friends through this whole thing because I would hold a salon via Zoom, and it was just really nice. And it gave me an opportunity to do what I love.
Yes. Oh, I can't wait to listen to you. I really can't, because even your speaking voice is like music. It really is. So that is so beautiful.
Thank you, Diane.
Yeah. So what for you right now is, being intentional, given the world that we're living in right now and everything that's happening, what's your priorities for you?
Well, I have to tell you, one of my biggest priorities right now is really kind of fortifying our audience. And I say our audience because our audience are synonymous, they go hand in hand. And I'm about to launch a huge community, and
Yeah.
it's called Your Body Beautiful Community. And so I am championing for people to really be able to accept themselves, to love the skin that they're in, to feel comfortable and confident with who they are.
Hmm.
To me, that is so important. And so, Your Body Beautiful Community is launching in September, and they're going to get education, and it's not going to be a blanket education either. They're going to learn about their specific body types. So you're not going to go in if you're pear shaped and now you're inundated with everything about an hourglass. That's not going to benefit you.
Right.
So
Right.
when you get inside of there, only people that are inside your master class with you are the identical shape that you are. And you're going to learn the differences because of different things that are elements of our body that make pairs different only because of height, weight, and that's it. That's it.
Mm, yes.
And so they're
That's so
going to get a full
beautiful.
education. Thank you. Thank you so
I,
much.
I, I mean, I just love that concept because, yes, those of us with the certain body types that we have do that comparison and looking, and we can't help it. Society, media, all the things that tell us that we, need this thing in order to feel beautiful or to fit in, or all the programming that's been programmed in us, instead of just loving and accepting our bodies unconditionally just the way they are, but being in communities where they all feel the same way, like you can all support each other, is beautiful. That's brilliant. Really
It is.
brilliant. Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
like when I started this journey onto Your Body Beautiful, I just didn't realize how much it was needed.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
work inside of this industry and I always see the smoke and mirrors.
Yes.
I know for years that they have always given the narrative that this size 12 is plus size. But when did that happen?
Right.
Because if you think about it, Marilyn Monroe was not a size 12. If you
No.
think about it, Elizabeth Taylor was not a size 12. So all of a sudden, we have shifted and now we have poisoned the way that people even are supposed to feel, look, and resonate with the quality of who they are.
Yes. Oh, believe me, I tell my daughter and my nieces, love your body. Please don't hate on your body. Please don't shame yourself. You are so beautiful. And you're going to look back years from now and look at your body and go, you're going to say, "Oh my God, I was so beautiful." It'll happen because I know it happened to me. I look back now and videos and pictures of me, and I remember the conversation going on in my head. And I'm looking at her going, she's beautiful. What was I thinking? So I'm so glad that you do the work that you do in body image, in style, in fashion, and it's all so needed because we know. And you were talking earlier before we went live about, you wanting to help and support men, suicidal men with depression, because it is the number one group of people committing suicides. And I know that for a fact too. And there's so much shame, so much shame. Why does there need to be all this shame? We need to eradicate it. We just need to
Yes.
eradicate it.
But you know what? I realized too, and I just had a really powerful discussion regarding this. Literally, I was saying to someone, someone said the exact same thing. We have to eradicate this. And I told them, I said, but you realize that when you start to make change or you start to fan those little embers, people who are the powers that be,
Yeah.
they stand up a little bit higher and light a different blaze. So, in turn, what happens is one voice has to strike into two, and then it goes on and on. And once you do that, you start to pivot the legacy. So it may not be society that changes, but it's the legacy that changes. So you
Mm,
start to plant the definite seed of change that now stirs and pivots the next generation.
that is so well said. And you're right. It's the legacy. Well, the work you're doing is doing it. The work I'm doing, I know, we're on the same page. We're standing together, doing this together, supporting one another, growing our communities together, and changing that narrative and that legacy. We are. We are. All right, Sonya, I'm going to ask you a question I ask all my guests, which is, how do you live the I Have Today way, which is intentionally?
Oh, so I am purpose. I am driven. I am love. I am focused. But the biggest thing is I'm Sonya LaRae. I'm honest hearted and I'm compassionate towards any and everyone. And I am someone who believes that there's best and better in everyone.
Mm, that's beautiful. And so you live that best and better every day and seeing it in everyone every day. Oh, that.
Every day. And I
Mm,
think a lot of times, Diane, if when we say those things, if you don't believe them, they don't taste sweet.
mm-mm.
And I have
Ooh,
to say, every time I say it, every time I get to feel it and live it, it's sweet.
yeah. That's so good. That's so good. You're just so beautiful inside and out. We have links to have everybody connect with you, which we're going to show them in a minute. Any final piece of advice you want to share? Words of wisdom?
You know what? I want to tell everyone that you only get one opportunity to really show up and show out.
Mm,
And you want to take that opportunity. I know it's a cliche, and people have probably seen Hamilton, and Hamilton sang it the best that he was not going to throw away his shot. But when you believe that, it moves you in a powerful way that you walk into that purpose.
mm. Yes, that is so powerful. And you walk into that purpose, whether you're wheeling or walking into everything that you do with the incredible bio of the way you serve and do so much. You do so much for so many people. You're so multi-talented, and you are the shining example of what we named this show today. And it was all for you, that you are the power of passionate perseverance. You are the epitome of that. You really are so beautiful.
I'm honored to be friends with you. I'm
Mm.
honored to be in your space. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for taking time out of your today and coming and inspiring our audience and sharing so much of yourself with us. And I know I'll see you soon.
Definitely.
Yes, we will bump into each other in our room and just have a beautiful today.
Oh, you do the same. Take care, Diane.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
She's so beautiful. She just warms my heart. And I've been learning about her for the last several months, and I learned so much more about her even today. So um, humble, soft spoken about who she is. That's how you tell, that's how you know real authenticity in people is they don't have to brag about it. They don't do any of that. They just be who they be, do what they do, and show up with such gratitude, appreciation, and her. So just feeling all the abundance of her life. What an example for you. So imagine that, spending 5.5 years in a wheelchair, what she went through. It was an accident. It wasn't her fault. Having no anger, none. So positive. And she's just going out and proving herself every single day, not to anybody, just living her life the I have today way, squeezing the juice out of it. That was so powerful. I'm so moved. And I really did feel her mother, and I felt my mother. I still feel him actually in the room. I'm a little emotional at the moment. So anyway, just want to take a breath. And what we're going to do now is we're getting ready to do our mantra meditation. But I wanted to share with you guys an opportunity. One of the ways that I'm helping people hear their voice, get their voice out there, is I'm helping them launch and host their own TV shows, just like this show, or, their own style show, but helping more and more people get their work out, get their message out there, like Sonya and I are doing, and we're changing, the narrative around it and the legacy around what's happening, the power of positivity and the power of the collective consciousness being in service. And that's you. If you've got a book, a program, a product, a service, a mission, a message, and you've ever thought about, getting it out there and expanding it, one of the best ways that's worked for me is having this television show. So I'm hosting a free masterclass that I want to invite you to come attend, hang out with me as I share with you, the top 3 mistakes I see hosts making and the 7 keys to becoming a dynamic television host and become a TV personality, be known as the expert in your industry. So if you would like to do that, I want to invite you to go to tvhostmaker.com, tvhostmaker.com, and register for my masterclass that's coming up. So check that out. All right. All right. So we're also going to have links for everything Sonya at the end of the show as well. We have the banners and the tickers. Maybe you're listening to the podcast and so you didn't know that, but we'll have them in the show notes for you. All right. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to end the show with our mantra meditation. Are you guys ready for this? Obviously, if you're driving, you can't close your eyes. You can listen and you can still get the benefit of it, but keep your eyes on the road. Be safe, please. For everybody else, what I want you to do is put your feet flat on the floor. I want you to put your hands on your lap. Keep them face down if you feel grounded, but if you want to receive more energy, by all means, turn them up and rest them on your lap. And what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in for the count of 4 and pull that air all the way down to your tailbone, your root chakra. And then we're going to count to 8. Hold the breath, count to 8. And with that counting of 8, with each number, I want you to send light energy to each one of your chakras, your energy centers. So that would be your root chakra, your sacral chakra, your solar plexus, your heart, your throat, your third eye, your crown, and then above your head about a foot or so is the soul star. Very important energy center and chakra, because sending energy there will clear out the residue so that you can be more intuitive, get more messages, be more focused in your life. There's a lot of reasons why you want to do that, right? So count to 8 as we do that. Then I want you to blow it out for the count of 8, like you're blowing out birthday candles, right? And I really want you to get all that air out. Your abdomen's going to feel like a deflated balloon. It's going to feel awesome. We're going to do that 2 times and then just listen to the words. All right. So here we go. You ready? All right. Close your eyes. Breathe in for the count of 4. Hold it and light up those energy centers. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Blow it out for 8. Until you got nothing left. Oh, that feels so good. Okay, let's do it again. Breathe in for 4. Hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Blow it out for 8. I have today to love my life. Something really good is going to happen to me today. I can feel it. Miracles big and small. I notice them all. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. I have today to be passionately persevering with positivity in all the areas of my life. No matter what has ever happened to me in my entire life, I can choose how I want to feel about it. I'm going to choose to be positive. I'm going to choose to see the gift that is my life. I'm going to choose to see the abundance that's all around me. I'm going to choose to focus on the gifts. I'm going to choose to say, why not me? When anything that comes my way, I have the strength and the perseverance and the positivity to persevere through anything, no matter what. I know that I came here to have experiences, and I embrace them all of the good and all of the perceived not so good. I'm going to find the love and the lesson in everything. I'm no longer going to feel like a victim in my life. I'm going to carry myself with strength, honor, love, gratitude, forgiveness, and appreciation. I am going to be like Sonya and explore all the fantastic gifts that I am. I'm going to get up every day with positivity and squeeze the juice out of each and every moment of my life, understanding who I am, because I am the one in the power. I'm so lucky. I'm so blessed. And I'm going to shine my light, and I'm going to positively move with passionate perseverance in everything I do. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. It's my honor and privilege to bring you, I have today, amazing guests and content to inspire and empower you and educate you in your life. You have the power to take this moment today to be better today than you were yesterday. We say 1% better around here. And I bring you guests like Sonya and content that helps and moves you in that direction. Make this appointment TV. If you got value out of this, please share us. Please rate and review us everywhere. Go to dianeforster.com. That's my website. You'll find everything we do there. And then you can also go to I Have Today with Diane Forster on YouTube and Facebook. That's where the show is live every Monday at 11:03 a.m. And then, of course, on the E360 TV network, we're there as well. Everything's there, video on demand. And then on social media, I'm Diane Forster Official everywhere. I can't wait to get to know you. I can't wait to help and support you. And I can't wait to help you live more intentionally the I Have Today way. That's it for this week's episode. Take care. Bye-bye.